Good morning. Sometimes I like to think of Jesus sitting across the table in the morning with me when I'm having my coffee and wondering what his preference is. Would he like his coffee black? Or would he add sugar and milk? Now, historians would say, Monique, that is a total non-question because coffee most likely wasn't discovered until the 15th century, way after the time of Jesus. Still, I like to think of myself pondering his preferences. What would he do for something that simple? When I think about our world right now, how easily we fall into the camp of black or white, how reactive we've become, news outlets, politicians, even clergymen, creating an environment in which we are challenged to see the gray, to see the meld of the two. And that can be challenging. Jesus also, if we look back on his life, did not fit into one camp or the other, and they constantly tried to put him there. If you're called rabbi, you must be this and this and this. You must behave in this and this way. You can't let certain people touch you. If you're going to read from the Torah, you certainly can't hang out with people who engage in disreputable trades, which he did. And then there's the other side who says, gosh, if you're so mellow about certain things, then why did you lose your head in the temple that day when you upturned the tables of money changers and those who were selling animals? Where's the middle ground? And yet, if we pay close attention, Jesus lived in the middle ground. Jesus lived in the gray. He didn't live on one extreme or the other. Now, when we make decisions of how to behave, and especially how to live out our faith, things are rarely clear for us. Things are rarely black and white. And I think that Jesus lived his life that way on purpose, so that when we looked at the model of his life here on earth, it wouldn't be easy for us to discern which side of the fence he landed on, how he had his coffee, for example. I think he wanted us to live in the middle, like he did, giving us an example of how to work out our faith. In the black and the white, on one extreme or the other, it's usually pretty clear as to what our behavior will be. It is written, right? There are laws for that, right? And somebody else basically makes the decision for us, and we conform. But really, I don't think that's the effort of faith. I don't think that's the path of faith. The path of faith is to take the right or the left, what the law says or what has been written, and to leave our fingerprints on it. At the end of our life, when we stand before God, we can't say, hey, Mother Teresa did it that way, so I did too. That's not going to cut it. Christ is going to look at our life and say, why did you make the choices you did? And we'll have to take ownership of why we did what we did, why we believed what we believed, why we ostracized certain people, or why we didn't. Mercy, compassion, empathy were always the foundation of the way that Jesus operated. He could not be put into a box. So this is the effort of our lives, working out our faith, weighing our choices. What would Jesus do? What did Christ do? And to be able to live our life in such a way that when we come to the end of it, we can say, for better or worse, I made this choice in this circumstance because of love. I mean, that sounds so sappy. But ultimately, right? The greatest of all these things is love. So how did I do that? And what did it cost me in the process? Because if it were black and white, as simple as having your coffee one way or the other, it would be a piece of cake to be alive and be a faithful person on this planet. But it's not. We know it's not. And so the challenge for us is, what do we do from here? What will today hold? And where's the opportunity for us to live in the gray, to live in the zone where love is our option, and to stick with that, to commit to that, to make that our life's choice.